Alright, in this video I'll be going over how to use Simpler. First I'd like to apologise for the shitty audio. I couldn't get the software to work on my computer that would let me record audio properly. So I just have to use the built-in one on the Mac. So basically Simpler is a simple way for sampling, as the name suggests. All I've done here is dragged in a song that I like and selected a start and finish time. So now if I hit a key, you can hear the sample. The thing to notice as well with Simpler, as you move up the scales, the pitch changes as well, which is pretty cool. You'll also notice here that you can choose to loop your sample. So if we go, or loop it, you've also got a full ADSR down here. But a cool thing to do with a loop is actually change what section you're going to loop. Let's give it a bit of fade as well, so it gives you more of like a sustained thing. And you can do some really wild things like this. Create some weird stuff. Another thing you should note is also the warp mode. So what warping does, so I've got warping off at the moment, so you'll notice that as we just go up, this, the sample speeds up to make up for it. But with warping, everything's the same pitch, not everything's not pitch speed. That basically sums up the classic mode of Simpler. Next we have the one-shot mode. And what separates one-shot from classic is with classic, if you just hit enough, the sample will play for as long as you hold the key down for. Whereas one-shot, you press the key once like I just did and it triggers the whole way through. Another thing you should note with one-shot mode is that you don't have an ADSR, instead you've got to fade in and fade out. And also, you should note this is for all three modes. You flick over here and you got your envelope settings. But that's essentially the difference between one shot and classic. Is basically classic just plays through the whole way. The third and final mode in Simpler is the slice mode. So for better understanding, we'll bring this up to the full screen. So basically what slice mode does is it slices up your sample and maps them to MIDI. So now you got like, you can also change where each of the notes are just by double clicking on these blue lines, and you can remove them and add them back in. Another thing you should note with slice mode is basically that, as you can see here, if I start a hit and hit another key while the first sample's playing, the second one cuts the first one off. That's because of this mono playback setting here. If I change that to poly, it'll allow me to do more than one note at once. Which is pretty cool to see it make all sorts of crazy and exciting beats. That's really that's basically how Simpler works for Ableton. And obviously now it's just screw around and see what you can make with it.